Hello everyone, Lord of the Bricks here with another video. So what you see before you here is my Shrieking Shack 2.0. This is a MOC that I made with the official set as sort of the main inspiration that I used as a centerpiece, and then I just built the landscape for it to stand on. And I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. It's way better than my first version from before the official set came out. And I used some of the same techniques that were used in the official set, like having tooth pieces and unicorn horn pieces as icicles. So I did that too. And then I also added a few extra details. So you can see I have a dark bluish gray base with these rocks, and then I added some white slope pieces and some trees and some bushes to give a bit of contrast to this whole landscape, while at the same time I wanted it to be sort of you know, a bit uninviting, the way it's supposed to be, you know. It's not supposed to be too vibrant, you know. And so I had some color mostly with this tree here, where some of the leaves are still not completely wilted or snow covered. And I also added some owls to sit in the trees or fly away, to add a bit of life. And I think that turned out pretty nicely. Now I also incorporated a whole tunnel in the side of this that you can see here. So you have the whole gang, the trio and Sirius Black, Lupin and Pettigrew and even Snape here, going down the tunnel. And I made it so that the tunnel connects to the Shrieking Shack, same way as it does with the official set, except I made it so that the whole tunnel goes to the side of the building, and then this part of the wall that just opens up can instead be like that, you can see. And the interior is just the same, nothing's changed. I added the moon here with the clouds to get a bit of a more interesting look, and it's as high as it could be. And here you see the trees from a different angle. And you can see that for this tree I tried to make some roots at the base to make it look like it's just barely hanging on to the rock. And with this one it's similar, but this is looking sort of bent, that it goes to the side, which is an effect I kind of like. And as you can probably tell, these trees I'm using some weaving techniques to bend the leaf pieces and get a more natural shape than I usually have when I've made trees in the past. And I really like the effect. I think it does look a lot more natural than what it usually does when I make trees. So I'm probably gonna keep doing things like this. Yeah, it's the first time I'm trying out weaving techniques for this MOC, I mean. So yeah, and I have to tell you that a very unfortunate thing happened when I was transporting this to a big event that you may have seen the video from, called the Brick Festival, or Klossfestivalen in Swedish, which is the biggest AFOL event in Sweden where people show their MOCs and stuff. And the unfortunate thing that happened is that this whole MOC got smushed up in a door, and that was before the event. So when I got there, I had to use whatever time I had to quickly get it put together. And for that reason, what you see here is not exactly what I built originally, but it's pretty close, because I had some pictures to go off of when I rebuilt this. It was a pretty difficult puzzle, but I was able to do it mostly the way it was. There were just a few gaps that you may be able to see if you look closely. So yeah, I think the most challenging thing was having the limited number of parts to use when I only had the parts that I brought to the event with me. So yeah, it was kind of stressful, but I was able to do it so that it looked this good at least, which I think is good enough. And it's not far from the way it was originally. It's just, if you look closely, you can see a few differences, which of course you can't because you haven't seen how it was originally. But anyway, I'm just telling you to let you know that I've had some pain with this with this MOC, and right now I'm actually making this video mostly because I've used this as a display piece in my shelf for a few months, and I'm sort of happy with the time it spent on my shelf, and now I feel like I want to... Blooper. What's up with the bloopers? Yeah, I have a lamp. There's no ceiling lamp in this room, so oops. Excuse me. What is up with me and bloopers? This is the second video in a row that I've had to subject you to my unfortunate clumsiness, I guess. But I guess it's sort of fitting, considering how I was just talking about one of my less fortunate incidents. And yeah, my lamp didn't break, so that's good. But anyway, I was just going to tell you that I hope you got some inspiration from this build, and that you maybe got some ideas for how you could make something interesting yourselves. Because, well, at least I think this is pretty interesting. It's an interesting landscape, and with the tree techniques and everything like that. So that's why I wanted to make a video before I tear this thing apart. And since I made a video before from the event where I displayed this, but that video wasn't very in depth with me talking about the different things I had on display, but I thought this deserved its own separate video, so that's why I did this. And I'm going to keep the blooper in there because, well, I'm not I'm not one who edits too much, so I hope it gave you a laugh. Again, same thing, or not the same thing, but similar thing happened in my last video, which is just bad luck, I guess, but I'm not redoing the video just because of that when I was almost done with it. So yeah, and I'm not editing. That was just funny. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.